Hey guys, time for Tech Newsday, and today's episode is sponsored by Stitch Fix. Doesn't he look lovely? It's an online personal styling service that finds and delivers clothes, shoes, and accessories to fit your body, your budget, and your lifestyle.
Yeah, I literally came in the mail today. Good timing, Stitch Fix. Anyway.
I'm only not wearing mine because I wore it on Sunday for my Super Bowl party.
Gotta look good. Anyway, guys, one tech topic that we haven't really covered much of for the last year is cryptocurrency. And that's mainly thanks to the fact that at the end of 2017, the entire cryptocurrency market pretty much collapsed under the weight of all of its own hype. From spring 2017 until its peak in December of that year, the price of Bitcoin rose from $1,000 a coin to over $17,000 a coin. And during this meteoric rise, just about everybody got the worst case of FOMO in recorded history and jumped on the crypto train, only to be left holding the bag when everything came crashing down.
Spread like a virus.
I was one of them.
Yeah. Come on, Litecoin, do something. It was a wild time that will be studied by social scientists for years to come, and hopefully they develop a vaccine for it. The FOMO vaccine will be the greatest thing that has ever happened to
I could definitely use that.
Since then, most people haven't thought much about cryptocurrency, but it's all still happening, with new coins and new exchanges popping up constantly. There's currently around 1,600 actively traded cryptocurrencies and over 500 exchanges through which to trade them. And today, we're going to talk about the Canada-based crypto exchange, Quadriga CX, because they recently ran into a little bit of a situation involving $190 million worth of crypto, poof, going missing.
And no, unlike with a lot of other exchanges, losing that $190 million had nothing to do with hackers. Turns out Quadriga CX's founder was the only person who knew the passwords, and well, he died. So no one can get the money now. 30-year-old founder Gerald Cotton, who, look, seems like he was an all right dude. He was, according to a press release, over in India opening up an orphanage in December when he passed away due to complications from Crohn's disease, which is tragic for his friends and family, but also really bad for anyone who was using his crypto exchange because, again, he was the only guy with the password and now he's dead.
The Quadriga CX didn't come right out and admit this, though. For one thing, they waited over a month to even announce Gerald Cotton's death. Meanwhile, the site faced several outages, and users often complained about transfers taking exceedingly long to complete. Many assumed that this had something to do with the fact that in January 2018, the Canadian bank CIBC froze Quadriga's bank account containing 28 million Canadian dollars, which is still making its way through the Canadian legal system. Turns out, though, according to some legal filings last week that were obtained by Coindesk.com, Quadriga CX not only doesn't have access to its bank account, it also doesn't have access to its own cryptocurrency, or at least most of it.
You see, in order to ensure that users of Quadriga's exchange didn't lose all their coins in a hack, Quadriga kept most of these coins in cold storage, with a certain amount set aside in hot storage for transfers. Think of it like how a retail store might have a few $100s in cash in the cash register, but several thousand more in the back inside of a safe. Now, for cryptocurrencies, cold storage means that you're storing the cryptocurrency completely offline, often on a hard drive that is not connected to the internet and is password protected. And in this case, the only person with access to Quadriga's cold storage was Gerald Cotton, who personally handled all of the transfers in and out of cold storage and is currently dead.
But with Gerald Cotton being dead, now no one at Quadriga can access the cold storage. Whoops. In court filings, Cotton's widow says that he kept no physical business records whatsoever, and his personal laptop is also heavily encrypted. Probably because of the porno. No, wife. You can't have my password.
It's the coins.
It's about the coins. He invented the cryptocurrency exchange to hide his pornography habits from his wife.
Fapcoin.
Yeah. Anyways, both she and Quadriga say that their efforts to get past any of this encryption, so far, all failed. It's pretty unbelievable. So unbelievable, in fact, that some people in the crypto world literally do not believe it. The timing, combined with the fact that Quadriga had already had lots of ongoing issues with liquidity, initially had people questioning whether Gerald Cotton might have faked his death. Though since there's been an official death certificate from the Indian government and statements from a funeral home confirming it, I guess you could assume that he is dead. But if you got $100-something million worth of crypto, you can make anything happen. You could buy a really realistic looking...
It's a lot of money. I mean, you could move to like fucking Vietnam or Thailand, get some face surgery and live like a warlord for the rest of your life.
Yeah, and you could definitely pay off governments with that kind of money.
Oh, absolutely. John McAfee did that for quite a while down there.
So, hey, all I'm saying, this could be a fun conspiracy.
Yeah, I mean...
Not for the people who have money invested in this.
Yeah, because there's more to it than this, because even if Cotton is dead, it seems like he might be, people are still questioning whether the rest of the story is true, specifically the fact that Cotton was the only person with access to the cold storage, and we can't get to the money now, I guess it's lost forever. Some users have identified crypto wallets that they believe belong to Quadriga, and they've pointed out transfers that should be impossible, given the story that Quadriga is telling. There's also the fact that Quadriga previously claimed to use a multi-signature login method for their cold storage, meaning that multiple people have login credentials, and as long as the majority of those people aren't dead, it shouldn't be a problem getting in. Now they're saying he was the one guy with the password, and whoops, he's dead. Oh, also, Cotton updated his will just like 2 weeks before he died. He left $100,000 to his chihuahuas. That's, I don't know, might be nothing.
Buy a lot of Taco Bell with that.
So yeah, this has all the makings for a conspiracy theory. And even without the conspiracy theory, like either A, $190 million really did just go poof because the one guy with a password died, which is ridiculous, or B, we've got the absolute craziest crypto scam in history on our hands. Either way, very excited to see where this goes. We'll keep you posted as the story progresses.
He's sipping Mai Tais with John McAfee right now.
And Tupac.
Yeah.
And Elvis.
Yeah. Dead Celebrity Island. The new reality show coming from Internet Today. Moving on now, though, from potential scams to 100% real scams. By the way, whatever happened with that Jake Paul shit?
What did he do?
The whole fucking scam website thing. That just kind of got brushed under the rug, didn't it?
I completely missed this somehow. I don't even know what you're talking about.
We did a whole episode on it. The the non-gambling
that one.
loot box website thing.
Yeah,
Nothing really happened with that.
When he's got those millions of dollars. Grease some palms.
Jake Paul is dead. He died in India of Crohn's disease.
Wow, that's crazy.
Anyways, back to 100% real scams. On one of the top accounts on Instagram, it's actually run by thieves. And they're finally getting some long overdue backlash. We're talking, of course, about Fuck Jerry, the account that managed to parlay stolen Twitter posts with the original usernames cropped out into becoming a highly sought after millennial marketing company, most known recently as the promoters of Fire Festival. Well, on top of the backlash Fuck Jerry received recently for their involvement with that shit show, even more recently, they got in some hot water for doing advertising for Comedy Central. This is something that we barely talked about last week, but
mentioned it.
Yeah.
Now, you see, it's one thing for some vodka company to hire the meme thieves to steal memes to promote vodka, but Comedy Central is a business built around comedians who just so happen to be the one group of people most resentful about Fuck Jerry's success, because it's literally their work that's being screenshotted and posted to Fuck Jerry as if it's Fuck Jerry's original content. So, just as the Firefest documentaries landed on Hulu and Netflix and people started remembering just how shitty Fuck Jerry is, those who went and peeked at their 14 million follower Instagram quickly noticed that Fuck Jerry was doing a bunch of branded posts promoting shows like Broad City, Corporate, and the other two. All Comedy Central shows. Now, to be clear, these particular posts, they seem to have been personally crafted by the Jerry team themselves and not stolen from someone more talented. But the format's the same, and it's great because on these branded posts where they don't steal, you get to see just really the
creative juices,
the creative comedic chops of in-house Fuck Jerry meme making.
Yeah, it seems like the worst thing that Fuck Jerry, best and worst thing that they've ever done is the documentary, because it was a fine documentary, and they probably got paid a lot of money for that. But also, it just brought attention back to the fact that Fuck Jerry exists, because for years after the whole fight between the Fat Jewish and Fuck Jerry and everyone online, it kind of just petered out, and there was nothing much to talk about, so everyone just kind of ignored it.
Well, also, I mean, the Fat Jew, I always feel like a fucking Nazi when I say this guy's name, but that's what he calls himself. The Fat Jew. His biggest mistake was making his face, he made the brand himself.
Yeah.
Where Fuck Jerry
hid behind a logo.
Yeah, it's this guy, like, most normal looking dude ever. He only started, like, even using his name in his social handles, like, the last year or so. Like, he kind of...
Because he wanted to be famous.
Yeah.
In the thing that you saw the Vic Berger video, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so he's like, yeah, it's cool. People stop me on the street and they recognize me.
No, they fucking don't.
And Fat Jewish is doing fine because he invented that. He went to a winery and was like, I'm going to put my label on this wine.
It's called White Girl Rosé.
Yeah. Now, back to what we're talking about here, personally, with this new Instagram drama. To be fair, Comedy Central, their marketing team may not have been aware of how shitty Fuck Jerry is when they hired them to promote their shows. But Comedy Central's writers and performers definitely could have clued them in on it. You can't fault the executives.
Yeah.
They don't know what the hell's going on. That's why they hire this.
Yeah.
Once Vulture writer Meg Wright posted a story on Comedy Central teaming up with the comedy world's worst enemy, it opened the floodgates for seemingly everyone in the online comedy world to absolutely shit on Fuck Jerry and share stories of having their jokes stolen and reposted without credit or permission. And by the way, keep in mind, Fuck Jerry makes somewhere around $75,000 per sponsored post. That's per post. While the comedians that they've stolen from, often struggle to pay rent unless you're one of the big ones and starring in movies and hating on accounts like Fuck Jerry and the Fat Jew has been a pastime for the comedy world for years, but the past week or so has been a perfect storm of Fuck Jerry hate, leading to not only Comedy Central dropping the ad campaign altogether and refusing to ever work with them again, but also a slight decline in Fuck Jerry's follower count. And it's not much, but it's not much when you look at the whole number, but it's a lot when you look at active users and
right. Yeah, it's like there aren't 60 million people watching every PewDiePie video.
80 million now, 85 million, something like that.
This is unsustainable. Anyway, of course, Fuck Jerry, they're still getting every one of their posts seen by millions of people, and expecting your average Instagram user to understand that meme curation is just theft and not a real job, it's a pretty lofty goal. A lot of people still don't get it. But at the very least, this backlash will maybe make them toxic enough that brands will reconsider working with them. One can hope. Seems to sort of be happening so far.
There's a lot of brands that just don't give a shit. Comedy Central, it was easy to be like, hey, stop. This is literally stealing money from the people that you claim to represent and give,
I don't know, like this, because a lot of like big, verified, well-known comedians are like, calling brands out on Twitter and Instagram being like, hey, why are you working with these assholes?
Yeah.
Anyway, for their part, Fuck Jerry's founder, a man named Elliot, who I hate, published a post to the apology website medium.com giving an extremely half-assed apology in which he acts like his career of theft has all just been a big misunderstanding, but that he also is now promising to no longer post content when they can't verify who created it and don't have permission to repost it, which, if true, is a great step, though it shouldn't have taken half the internet telling you to go fuck yourself to happen.
Yeah, also, maybe some rev share?
Yeah.
Like, hey, oh wow, this is a really funny post. What if we give you literally anything? Like, what if we give you $100 for this tweet because we're gonna make $50,000 on it? Like, come on.
Yeah. Like, there's a way to do something like Fuck Jerry or the Fat Jew ethically. And I'm kind of annoyed.
These memes are ethically raised.
Yeah.
They're free to roam.
Free range memes.
Yeah.
I'm going to start this company.
Yeah, free range memes.
Free range memes.
And we pay the creators after we get our 75,000.
Our meme creators are well fed.
Yes.
Meanwhile, Vic Berger, formerly of Super Deluxe, makes a lot of great videos using, basically footage that he re-edits and repackages.
Yeah, you should, if you're not following Vic Berger on Twitter and YouTube, definitely do that. One of my favorite creators.
Yeah, so he, in his usual style, he published his take on how Fuck Jerry sucks using a bunch of like news footage and documentary footage, interview footage from Fuck Jerry. And it was taken down off YouTube not long after going up by a copyright claim issued by Jerry Media, a company that really cares about, copyrighted works being properly handled. So these people still fucking suck, and you should definitely watch that Vic Berger video. It's on his Twitter or his Vimeo accounts, and he is actively encouraging people to download it and repost it anywhere they want.
Well, he's saying maybe don't do this.
Maybe don't.
Also, like, the primary source of the footage that he used was what I talked about earlier, where they had like Business Insider or Newsweek or something.
Yeah, they don't own the footage.
And it was a video version of what happened at the company that we used to work for, where it was like, hey, can we act like we're doing something here?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Meanwhile, we were actually doing something, and people are like shooting Nerf guns, and like, we're a fun company.
Yeah, that old footage, it's so upsetting because like, it's such a the old people running the news. They're like, wow, this fuck Jerry account's really getting big. Let's go check out. So you make all the memes?
Yeah,
oh yeah, we make all the memes here.
How we're holding up pictures and like, how do we meme this? And it's like, that is not what goes on. It is a room of like 5 people just scouring Reddit, Twitter.
It's literally that video that Nick and Phil made all those years ago, like the meme team.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, fuck these guys. If you're check your Instagram. Maybe you don't use it a lot.
Vic Berger needs to get 75,000 views or dollars a post. Go follow Vic Berger instead.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Anyways, now it's time for a word from this week's sponsor, Stitch Fix. I got my fix this week.
I did too, but I already wore it. I would be smelling horrible if I did it again.
Well, Stitch Fix is an online personal styling service that finds and delivers clothes, shoes, and accessories to fit your body, budget, and lifestyle. Just go to stitchfix.com/newsday and tell them your sizes, what styles you like, and how much you want to spend on each item.
You'll be paired with your very own personal stylist that will handpick items and send them right to your door. Then you try them on, you pay for what you want, and you return the rest. Shipping, exchanges, returns, they're always free. There's no subscription required. You can sign up to receive scheduled shipments, or you can get your fix whenever you want, which is the thing that I usually choose. It's like, hey, I've waited a couple months. The styles are probably different. It's a different season. Let's do it.
I think mine's like every 90 days.
Yeah. The shirt I got that I kept this last time, I know, it sucks. The Rams lost. Boring Super Bowl. But it was actually Rams colors. Yeah. So it was perfect. Perfect. Sadly,
a perfect shirt to cry in.
I had to burn it afterward, which is why that's the real reason. But
that's why you order a new box.
It was a beautiful shirt.
Anyways, get started now at stitchfix.com/newsday, and you'll get an extra 25% off when you keep all the items in your box. That's stitchfix.com/newsday to get started today. stitchfix.com/newsday.
Or click the link in the below. It's easy to do
it's
that.
A good company. I like them.
Here's some more news, though. Remember how back in December, Samsung made the landmark announcement that they were teaming up with extremely popular streetwear company Supreme to make what would surely be the limited edition phone of choice for hype beasts everywhere?
Oh, baby.
If you remember that, then you'll remember that it quickly turned out that Samsung, the Supreme that Samsung was teaming up with, was actually a knockoff brand using a legal loophole to call themselves Supreme. It was hilarious, mainly because Supreme is already one of the most counterfeited brands on earth, so a major electronics company selling counterfeit Supreme wasn't even that shocking. Anyways, that deal, sadly, has apparently fallen through. So anyone who was hoping to order one of those China-only Supreme Galaxy phones and then flip it on StockX.com or something, looks like it's not happening anymore. But hey, you could also just put a sticker on your phone.
Yeah, you can really make anything Supreme.
Yeah, just put the logo on it.
For like $5. Mm-hmm. In other news, websites with autoplay, audio and video are a cancer for everyone. And because of the amount of news websites that we visit when making this show, our personal disdain for what's essentially the modern pop-up ad is especially strong. Good news out of Mozilla, though. They say that starting with the next version of Firefox, users will be able to just check a little box and block autoplay sound across all websites, and even be able to whitelist whatever sites they actually want to make an exception for. This is something that Google's been promising for a long time, but somehow hasn't fully implemented. I think it's on mobile Chrome, but not in desktop Chrome. There are a ton of Chrome extensions that'll do it, but every time they do a version update, every extension that you have stops working for like a month. But with the next version of Firefox, there will finally be a built-in solution to this extremely annoying modern problem. And thank God, go fuck yourself, Newsweek.com. Like the worst is like if it's a video that is actually relevant to the thing I'm looking at, fine. You know what? It's usually just like they have some weird algorithm in it where it's like they just match up whatever video they have on file with whatever keywords show up.
They're trying to turn views to get more advertisements.
Yeah,
IGN does this. So when I go look at like gaming news, I go across a broad spectrum of websites for gaming news. My favorite is Rock Paper Shotgun.
That's a good one.
You have your own. But I sometimes go to IGN and it's just like immediately auto playing and there's videos all over the place.
Yeah.
You know who else does this? And there needs to be a public outcry for this because it's not ads, but it's fucking annoying, is Netflix. I have like anxiety trying to flip through options fast enough to where it doesn't start auto playing something.
Yeah, well, Netflix, they're not just auto playing ads, they're auto playing shows.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, if you as long as you hover over
for like 3 seconds.
Yeah, it's like, all right, let's get that. Like, whoa, Netflix?
Yeah, I do not like that. Because, like, I'll be sitting there trying to, like, find something, and I'm like, don't play. Just let me look through the fucking thumbnails and shit.
Yeah, it makes me anxious. It's like someone's, like, tapping on my shoulder. What are you gonna watch? What are you gonna watch? What are you gonna watch?
Could you imagine if your subscription feed on YouTube, when you scrolled by, every video started playing? Update, based on Creator Insider, they are going to be experimenting with autoplay on sub feeds for mobile. Like, dude, screw you. Stop, Netflix. What are you doing?
Yeah. Stop stressing me out.
What, like, I know, I get it. Maybe they're doing the Facebook method of 3 seconds counts as a play. So they're like,
but they don't have to do that.
We've got trillions of numbers.
They're not ad supported.
I don't know.
Whatever.
Or at least give me an option to turn it off.
Yeah, please.
Anyways, in one last bit of news, get rid of Facebook. It'll make you happier. And guess what? That's not anecdotal. A new study from Stanford and NYU seemingly confirms that quitting Facebook for a month results in people feeling less shitty.
Oh.
Participants in the study ended up spending more actual time with friends and family and ended up spending less time on the internet in general. Participants ended up being less politically informed, but also, no surprise, were way less pissed off about politics.
That sounds nice.
And the study doesn't outright say anything about Facebook being addictive, but they do note that people were generally less interested in using Facebook after their month away. So there's one more study to add to the pile of evidence for why Facebook totally sucks and you shouldn't use it. I would argue that that's a good sign of addiction, where when you take time away from something, you don't have the desire to go back to it.
Yeah, they basically provided like all the evidence for like, this is addicting, and exhibits all of the all of the key aspects of being addicted to something, but we're not gonna. That's for another study. And we had that study like last month. It was like, yeah, people who use Facebook a lot have the same brain patterns as gambling addicts.
Mm-hmm. So there you go. Delete it. It's going to make your life a lot better.
Please.
Anyways, that's it for this week's episode of Tech Newsday. We did a stream yesterday. Can't show it, though. Would have been immediately copyright struck.
Gotta be careful with those copyrights.
There was definitely like mainstream pop music in a lot of those ads we watched.
Oh, yeah.
So if you're there for it, great. Thanks for watching. I gotta say, again, huge shout out to DJ229 and the Mighty Axe.
Yeah, big donors.
Big donors. So thank you guys. And also, if you want to watch some other videos, we have a brand new episode of Weekly Weird News where we talked about that whole polar vortex thing and how it's affecting
cold
everyone.
Out there.
And also an episode of News Dump.
Ben Affleck.
Not Batman.
Not Batman anymore.
Mm-mm. See you next time.
Bye-bye.